Hey, welcome to Leg to Leg. Today we'll be taking a look at the Tag Heuer Series 2000, and then a bit we'll be taking a closer look at my Tag Heuer 2000, reference number 262.006. A few confessions I have to make. I love vintage quartz watches. I especially like vintage Tag Heuer quartz watches. And it gets worse. My favorite Bond is Timothy Dalton, who incidentally wore Tag Heuer 1000 in the film The Living Daylights. Now the series 1000 and 2000 are important because these watches effectively kept Tag Heuer afloat during the 80s and 90s. Not a small feat if you take into consideration that big established companies like Breitling went under in 1978. The series 1000 and 2000 were so popular that Tag Heuer developed the series 3000, 4000 and 6000. Claims to fame that the series 3000 chronograph was worn by the fictional character John McClane in the film Die Hard, played by Bruce Willis. Series 2000 chronographs were worn by the baddies in Die Hard 2. So focus people, that's one Bond. I'm just going to say three, and two epic movies. The early 2000 chronographs were fitted with exceptional movements. These movements were the same, or the chronograph module were the same in the quartz and in the automatic movement. These modules were the Dubois modules, and they were developed in a partnership between Le Monnier and Dubois. Now these were in production up until 1990. 1990 was the last time they were used. But that's enough of me babbling. Let's turn the camera around so you can take a look at this watch. So this is my Tag Heuer 2000 reference number 262.006. Diameter 38mm, not taking into account the pushers or crown. Leg to leg is 44. Thickness 12.4 sapphire crystal. Unidirectional bezel, very good action. Printed dial, dial is black. 3 sub-dials are slightly recessed, they are silver in color. Small seconds at 12, minute counter at 9, hour counter at 6, date window at 3. Hands are loomed, indices are loomed, but this watch being more than 30 years old, not much of a loom left. Minute counter goes up to 30 minutes, hour counter goes up to 12 hours. Date window is quite hard to see. That date wheel sits very deep, and I think it sits very deep because the chronograph module sits on top of that quartz movement. This is a dive watch, so rated to 200 meters. The watch is small and it does weigh small. It does, however, sit high because it is quite thick and it has that protruding case back and straight legs. Lug width is 20 millimeters. Bracelet goes down to 16 mil. End links are folded. Clasp is a flimsy affair, all pressed. Crown, screw down crown, screw down case back. That crown is very small and it is quite difficult to get hold of, turn and adjust the watch. Legibility is good, even though this dial is quite busy. The chronograph module is a joy. So press the button, seconds start running, press it again, stops. Press that button and it returns immediately. Now, it is very difficult for me to give you an objective review about this watch because, like I said, I have a very big soft spot for these. It is very handsome. Value for these are somewhere between 400 to 700 euros in my experience. One problem with these seems to be the bracelet. That the bracelets are often very short if you buy them. So if you do buy them, always find out what kind of length the bracelet is, because in my experience it is very hard to get hold of extra links. Every time I've changed the battery on this, I've had the seals checked and pressure tested. So this is a do anything go everywhere watch, even though it is vintage. Action is very good. Fit and finish is very good in my opinion. Lume on this nowadays is fairly non-existent. I mean, the watch is 30 plus years. We can place this watch as being made after 1985 because the Tag Heuer being formed in 1985, and we know this is produced before 1990 because Tag Heuer stopped using the Dubois mechanical module in 1990. I hope you found this informative. I do think that Tag Heuer maybe deservedly get a lot of flack. They're not the best value for money, but I can't help myself having a soft spot for them. This brand just keeps on soldiering on. But thank you for watching. Join me next week for another video. Thank you.